Beto O'Rourke, he is a man on a mission, and that mission is to destroy the state of Texas. Yeah, we know. Basically, people in California move to Texas and they start voting the same way that they did in California to destroy California. And before you know it, Austin starts looking like Portland, and the state starts going from solid red to kind of purplish, and it's very uncomfortable. I hope to God Texans, and particularly Texas Democrats, old school, the what they call them blue dog style ones, they jump the hell out of the Democrat Party and just come to the Republican Party, expand the tent. We got gay marriage now. We got all kinds of stuff. Just come on board, because you're gonna have to save your state from the people like Beto O'Rourke who want to turn it into California. So, they're not happy just with the suffering of just the people of California. Now you must suffer too. They evangelize their crapping in the streets of San Francisco. You too can have crap in your streets as well. Yeah. So Texas, whatever. You don't want to be California. We all know that. We all know what the deal is with that. I did find something strange though in one of Beto's recent tweets, where he's just like, "Oh my God, look at all the people showing up in this red state. That's a good sign for the Democrats." Really? We'll find out. They're probably going to cheat really heavily, but we'll see. If it's enough to flip Texas, I'd be really surprised. But you never know, because the Democrats are shady. So the whole world's rooting for you. Here's a picture of my husband doing his Bitphone banking for Beto from Sydney, Australia. Bitphone banking. Okay, he's doing his phone banking for Beto, and he's in Australia. And you think, oh, is he just work? Does he work overseas? Is he an American? And somebody says, I love the passion, but is he American or just an Aussie who's a big fan of American politics? He's Australian, but we don't see it as a sport. We are terrified of the impact of another 4 years of... Okay, all right. I'm not even going to bother reading the rest of this. This is foreign election interference, and the arrogance of them just to blatantly do it and not apologize about it. I'm Australian too, and I consider American politics my favorite spectator sport. I'm also a fan of Beto. I love what he's doing for Texas. Yeah, I mean, you're in Australia, and yeah, I hope you stay there, because he's not doing anything for Texas. He's basically trying to turn them into California. However, we need to stay out of American political process. How would people feel if it were Russian or Chinese? Couldn't disagree more. Volunteering by foreigners is expressly permitted under U.S. election law. Is it? Is it really permitted? Is it really permitted? I mean, if I got a call from somebody who was Australian and they were saying, "Yeah, why don't you get out there and vote for?" This is screwed up. This is screwed up. What did the Australians know about Texas? Right? They don't know anything about Texas. They're campaigning. This is election. This is unacceptable. And I got news for you, Democrats. If you can't find enough people to do phone banking and calls and stuff for you in the United States, then too bad, because outsourcing it. I mean, come on, they're outsourcing their election volunteers. Could you imagine if basically the Republicans were like, yeah, so we're gonna put our efforts into getting so and so elected in. Let me think. We really like Bolsonaro down in Brazil. So we're actually going to volunteer to campaign to call. We're going to learn Portuguese, and we're going to call, and we're going to caucus for him, and we're going to call, and we're going to do stuff, and we're going to donate our time and our money. And no, okay, so you can't donate the money, but you can donate the time, which is money. It's labor. You're donating labor essentially to help Bolsonaro get elected. I think the UN probably would attack us. You know what I mean? Like, that would be a huge outrage, and rightfully so, right? I mean, you as an individual can say whatever you want, but when you start making phone calls and doing this kind of stuff and just openly saying, oh, it's for the greater good of the rest of the world, yeah, that's called foreign election interference. And that's called, you don't have a conscience. Because, if I said, as a politician, the fact that this guy's allowed to do this by the Beto's people, he's doing his phone banking for Beto, you don't have a moral compass, because you're allowing somebody who's a foreign citizen to basically do your dirty work for you because you can't find Americans to do it, right? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. It's not even like it's somebody from another state lending help as part of like a bigger mechanism. No, no. This is somebody who's not even in the same damn country. You know, you're just lucky he speaks English. And I don't understand how like anybody would tolerate that. Anybody would tolerate that. I mean, who's this Mike? Who's this guy, right? Yes on 15 and yeah, so he's a California lefty, right? Data transactions, yeah, okay, probably some sort of lefty. I think this is pertaining to the what the hell was the California Proposition 15, and I don't know what 24 is. He doesn't want it, which means I probably want it. But you know, I don't live in California, right? I'm not going to go campaign for to help people in California because that's their job. And I'm not going to go to Australia and start trying to flip their elections upside down by calling and saying, hey, the rest of the world, America, we really want you to choose. No, Beto, this isn't okay. This is not okay for anybody to do. Just because your name is Beto doesn't mean you get to get Australians helping you. It's ridiculous, right? And then you see this, and then this person is convinced, it's not illegal, right? That's what they're saying. Couldn't disagree. Volunteering foreigners is expressly permitted under U.S. election law. I don't think it means you can actually be in the foreign country volunteering. This election affects us all. It's time to get off our... Yeah, this that's kind of everything you need to know right there, right? But how could if this is okay, if the Democrats are doing this, then what do you think about these, Chinese call centers and all the manpower sitting in China ready to flip the election, right? They don't have to be making phone calls, right? But they could be, posting things on Facebook, getting links. I mean, if you had 1 million people who all clicked on a link and they VPN'd into the United States, I mean, that could influence politics, right? But, they're election volunteers. They're just sharing information. They're just trying to motivate you because the whole world is affected. Really? Does Australia, do you guys want to say in our election? Do you want to say? Okay. That's, that's fine. But then we get a say in your election, just so you know. We can do this now to you, right? I mean, you can't be interfering in our election and then bitch and complain if we interfere in yours. And I'm not saying we should be interfering in anybody's, but this is ridiculous. This is not foreign interference or illegal. Volunteering. Okay, see this? This is the stretching you have to go through to justify being Australian and basically running a call bank for some Democrat in Texas. That's not you're not strictly volunteering at that point, right? Like what they mean by this stuff is like, if your friend from from Belarus is in town and he wants to see the election process up close, and he's gonna watch the door or something and greet people, like that's election campaign kind of stuff. He's going with you. Oh, he can't be a foreigner. No, like that's what this is for, not for a call bank in Australia. And if some judge wants to uphold that and say that this is okay, well then the whole law needs to be rewritten. So I just wanted to point that out. But this is one example. No, this is the kind of stuff that the Democrats do. This is the kind of stuff they do. And the fact is that somebody spoils it because they basically point out that they're doing it, and they've been told, oh, it's perfectly okay. It's perfectly legal. Yeah, you might think that's legal. Is it moral? Is it moral? Have you ever stopped to think that? Maybe you're bending the rules a little bit, Whatever. I just hope that this person doesn't complain if we decide that we're gonna, crush. Yeah, if it was Russians did this for Trump, you'd be screaming for the gallows. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not a fan of the death penalty, so hard pass. I'd be fine with Russians volunteering to phone Texans. That would be quite funny, I think. Yeah, okay. Sure. Okay. You should be banned from the United States. You shouldn't even be allowed to call because this is ridiculous. You think this is somebody who's actually volunteering their time and their equipment and their money to help and interfere in an American election that they've got nothing to do with because they feel that they're entitled to because they're so much smarter and so much more enlightened than those poor stupid Texans. They just need to be pushed over the edge a little bit. They just need to be informed by these enlightened Australians. Australia, I love you. I don't love this. And you should really ban your people from doing this because this is ridiculous. Thank you so much as a Texan. Oh, my God. Yeah. Look. Texas Jones Girl. Who's Texas Jones Girl? Crazy Auntie. Yeah. No problem with the Australians doing that for them. Foreign meddling, yep. What some guys will do to get laid. He looks exactly how I thought he would. He does, but if I knew he was Australian, the picture's not oriented right. It should be upside down. Then it would be perfect. Not a fan of death penalty. Oh, yeah, this idiot. Yep. People aren't U.S. citizens allowed to even do that. And then, see, there's a technicality. Yeah, sure. Thank you for doing this. Oh my God, I would be appalled if I heard. I mean, I love Poland, right? I think they're way better. They're I should say way more on a much more stable path than the United States is, because they're pretty based and they've rejected communism and Nazism. So they're looking like they have a good future. Their politics are more likely to align with me than another American's politics are. But I would be appalled if the Poles were caucusing and calling and doing stuff and volunteering for the. Let me think. We don't have a senator up for running, so it'd be like we don't have that many people in PA in my area at least up, because everybody's either retiring or it's pretty much just presidential. So let's go to the extreme, right? Donald Trump. And what if Donald Trump had an entire campaign outfit doing work for him in Poland? Right? And they're Polish citizens. They're just volunteering. That's not illegal. Remember, that's not illegal. No, I'd be appalled by that. I wouldn't be okay with that. But the Democrats here in this, yeah, they seem to be perfectly fine with that. And that is arrogance. Oh, this means so much. Thank you. Oh, like are these people crazy? Like, does anybody here have a conscience? Any of them? I say we start figuring out the legal ways to interfere in their elections. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think they'd like that. It is true. It's a legal way for election interference. Foreign interference? Oh, no, it's not. Yeah, it is. It is, Midge. It is, Midge. You're wrong. Great. You wouldn't want Texas interfering in Australia's elections next go around. You're more than welcome to get involved in Australia. No. There's more Texans than there are Australians. How on earth would that be fair? This Texan thanks him. Yeah, okay. These people, it's almost like you can guarantee that they're some sort of transplant from California. They almost always are, because they just like, what the hell? Yeah, Wendy Davis. Oh my God. Calls wind and solar energy silly solutions to climate. They are silly solutions. What's wrong with that? Dan Crenshaw. Yeah, okay. No, these two things are not mutually exclusive. You can't use solar and wind for this. Oh my God, this is how stupid people are. Just the only things that exist that are clean are solar and wind. Yeah, whatever. It's totally legit as long as he's not getting paid. Yeah, okay. Biden's for foreigners, Trump's for Americans. That's a good point. That's a good point. Trump should really look into this and be like, yeah, you see this? He's got foreigners because they think that they'll benefit from a Joe Biden election. And that's not what we're about. We're about America. This is a crime, FYI. Well, it probably is, but good luck prosecuting this guy. Good luck getting Beto's people to release. Like, what they'll do is they'll release something and have like just this guy. They're like, oh, we didn't know. We thought they were a resident. We didn't know they were in Sydney. Sorry. That's what they'll do. And then they'll just destroy all the records of all the other things. Or they just won't ever release it. They'll say, no, you can't investigate. And they'll just hold on to it and hold on to it and hold on to it until they get an AG or a governor or a president who's just is like, oh, just drop the case. It's ridiculous. Because that's what the Democrats do. All right, so I've roasted on these people long enough. I don't even know what the hell time it is, how long this has been running. But, yeah, I just thought you should see that this is the type of people we're up against. They have absolutely no moral objection to foreign interference on the lowest levels, let alone the highest levels, right? So, wonderful. Wonderful. I hope, if he's really if the Beto campaign is really doing this, Beto O'Rourke should probably be in jail. If this were a fair world, Beto O'Rourke would be in jail. So that's all.